A newspaper's decision to stop publishing editorial should have ideally shocked me. But to my surprise, I'm actually okay with it. A Marathi daily Sakal, the legendary newspaper started by Nabhi Parulekar, has stopped publishing their editorial for the last 2 days. It has predictably caused a stir in the Marathi media ecosystem. My knee jerk reaction was also dramatic. I was disappointed to the core with the paper. But sitting with the development for a while made me question whether editorials are even relevant anymore. For the longest time, the editorial page felt like the intellectual center of the newspaper. An editorial is essentially a newspaper's opinion on an important issue of that particular day. And maybe the real question now is, do audiences still want an institutional opinion on something? There was a time when newspapers occupied enormous authority in society. There were fewer media platforms, fewer public voices, and very limited access to information. Readers trusted certain newspapers and, by extension, trusted the editorial judgment of the editors too. But today, that authority itself is being questioned. People now probably are asking, who is the editor to tell me what I need to think, and who gives newspaper the authority to shape public opinion? And honestly, that question is not entirely unfair. For decades, newspapers occupied an elite intellectual space in society. Editors were seen not just as journalists, but as interpreters of public life. In today's media culture, shaped by social media, decentralized voices, and opinion overload, that hierarchy itself feels challenged. Maybe that is why editorials are losing their relevance, not because people do not really care about ideas, but because they are increasingly skeptical of who gets to define those ideas. I'm still uncomfortable with the disappearance of editorials. I'm not fully supporting Sakar's decision either. But I do think this opens up an important conversation about what newspapers should now offer to the society. Maybe less elitism, less direction, and less institutional opinion. Newspapers should not be forced to be a part of the opinion economy anymore. They perhaps should deliver more credible, comprehensive, and relatively unfiltered reporting in an age dominated by algorithmic feeds. I'm genuinely thinking out loud here. So I really want to know, do you still read editorials, or do you even read newspapers regularly anymore? If you do so, and when you do, are you looking for opinions, or you're reading that paper just for news? Tell me in comments, because this conversation needs to pick up to figure out where we are headed. Thank you.